I think that's really the most exciting thing about playing the character and all the characters in the MCU, really.
Hi, I'm Jared Alexander with The Grio. Hi, Tessa, how are you?
I'm okay, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. So excited to talk to you about Thor: Love and Thunder. Of course, I got to see it this week. Loved it. It was so fun. Um, I just kept thinking too before knowing I was going to talk to you. I think it's really interesting seeing King Valkyrie and her growth and where she is, especially from when we first met her. So, talk to me a little bit about, of course, when you knew you were going to do this again, being able to see this character in a different position. Assuming a lot of responsibility and also still growing in a different chapter of her life.
Yeah, it was, really exciting to get to have Taika sort of pitch me early ideas and for me to pitch him ideas back and forth and for us to really collaborate on where we find this character. And I was really struck by this idea of this person who has been this dedicated warrior, basically like a career soldier for thousands and thousands of years, has always been serving her people. She sort
Mm.
of loses her way, loses her community, her sense of belonging, and has a tough time and struggles with that. And then I think gets to a real good place and suddenly is given this new title, this leadership, and is so excited to represent her people, but also is missing something that's been lost, and a sense of adventure and action and a sense of purpose that she has just been used to, and the ways in which our identity sometimes is tethered to what we do as humans. And I think especially after 2 years of really intense COVID, and myself like not working and having to question and think around identity, and how much of our images of ourselves has to do with what we do. I think it was a really interesting time to then go back and sort of explore those themes in the context of this superhero movie. And I just love this character so much. I love seeing that even as she grows, that she continues to have, areas that still need more growth. She's valuable. She's incredibly human, and I think that's really the most exciting thing about playing the character and all the characters in the MCU, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking the same thing watching it in terms of course, where we are now coming out of these 2 years, and a lot of people redefining themselves, trying to seek adventure in those things. And I think
Yeah.
really strikes a wonderful balance of, I mean, it's downright hilarious at times and really heartfelt and powerful at times. So, talk to me about how it is on the set too, because I can imagine if it's as much fun as the audience watching it, it has to be fun being able with
It
all.
is. It's so fun. I mean, we really have become good friends, so many of us, and then all of the new folks that came to hang out on this one. We're all so excited to be invested in the film, like watching Russell in between takes, and I could see him sometimes outside of my trailer, like really practicing with his weapon, and like it's a funny thing because these movies require a certain amount of not taking yourself too seriously because there's so much of it that's quite silly, especially working with Taika, but they also require a certain amount of dedication and seriousness and commitment to the world inside of all of this chaos and zaniness. You also have to really believe and invest. And I think that dichotomy between those two ways of being is really, really fun and fascinating, and also a really rare challenge that you don't get to do in many films.
Yes, it's definitely a lovely sweet spot to watch for sure. Well, congratulations. Thanks so much. And
Thank you so
enjoy the rest
much.
of the rollout. It's really, really, really fun. I loved it.
Thank you so much.